This season, Crow wishes he could speak to Cayde, tell him that he shouldn't have killed him back in Forsaken. Crow thinks he's speaking to Mara the whole time, but it was actually Riven all along. Now, Crow enters the portal on the Traveler's Pale Heart. So will he meet Cayde, and how will that interaction go? Let's discuss. It all starts with Mara Sov in Forsaken. Uldren, with his hubris and corruption thanks to Riven, led the Scorn out of the Tangled Shore. As he saw it, Cayde 6 stood in his way, so he did what he thought was necessary to prove a point, to connect with his sister. The Guardian got revenge, and Mara Sov was brought back later as a Guardian thanks to his ghost and the Traveler. Now called Crow, he originally had no memory of that past, but seasons later Savathun showed it to him.
I want the truth.
I was kind to you because I wanted to be. Because the truth hurts. You know this better than anyone. Shrinking away from the rumors of the man you used to be.
I'm not him.
How can you say that when you don't even know who he is? If the truth is what you really want, then lay your hand on me.
Crow, don't. Please.
See? Even your ghost thinks you're better off in the dark.
Crow, don't. Don't come any closer. What did you show him?
Everything.
No, wait!
Crow was terrified of this. He was not that person anymore. While he would deal with these emotions and work to make things right, we must also acknowledge Riven. Riven had a huge part to play in causing Cayde's death. Uldren was corrupted from darkness in the Black Garden, sure, but Riven stepped in and made it worse. Because of this, Crow had trouble, but was able to overcome this nightmare in Season of the Haunted.
You know, sometimes, if I curl my finger just so, I can feel the pressure of the trigger, smell the gunpowder, hear Cayde's screams. I could have done it nice and quick, but, well, you know, don't you? The way he laid there, reached out for his ghost and begged, like those little shards were going to help him. I'll always be balancing on the edge of something terrible. But now I have someone to pull me back. Who? You. I can learn from your mistakes. My triumphs, too. Yeah. You point out the pitfalls, I'll fill them in. We'll right your wrongs together. See you around.
In the Foreseen Consequences card from this season, Crow is standing near Mara's throne, the one seen in Forsaken and earlier missions. As he thinks and reflects on his whole life and situation, Mara approaches and speaks with him. She turns her eyes toward him. If you could go back, after the course of your history, what would you change? He can't help but laugh. Where to begin? Crow muses with a smirk. It fades soon enough. Cayde, he whispers. Mara raises an eyebrow. Oh. Before then, I could have taken a different road, but once I pulled that trigger, He shakes his head. Everything else I can set right, but not that. I just wish I could tell him I shouldn't have done it. I see, Mara murmurs, her eyes shine in the starlight. Crow sighs and rolls his shoulders back. I should get going. Vanguard's waiting on my report. We all have obligations, I suppose. Don't I know it? Crow nods as he heads down the hall. He pauses at the portal to the dreaming city and glances back at Mara. Ringed by the distant nebulae, she shimmers like a mirage on desert sands, and then Crow is gone. See you soon. Mara's voice echoes across the empty chamber as the illusion fades. Oh, brother mine. So you guessed it, that's not Mara, it was Riven. Crow says, I just wish I could tell him I shouldn't have done it. And what happens now? Crow is entering the Traveler, where Cayde 6 is. Crow is going to enter and plant a beacon, open the way for the rest of us as we travel through the Veil. But will he meet Cayde on his journey? As far as we know, Cayde is a spirit of sorts, said to be a guide for the final shape, and to our knowledge seems stuck inside of this realm. It seems more fitting that this ghost Cayde or his soul in the Pale Heart is our guide, rather than physical Cayde returning to the last city, but you never know. In the final shape reveal cinematic, Ikora finds Cayde in the Pale Heart, and since Crow goes in first, we can assume that's after the Guardians also enter. So was Cayde there previously, or did he pop up because of Crow's wish now? There's also the possibility that that reveal was not really canon and was just to showcase the location and Cayde's return, so there's that aspect to it. In that trailer, Cayde didn't even know where he was, so that also begs the question, did someone's thoughts shape Cayde into existence here like some of the environments? Bungie says whoever's inside the Pale Heart, it'll start to form these environments around their memory, hence why we see the tower and other locations. So is that why we see Cayde as someone thinking him into existence, or does he actually exist as a soul here in this sort of afterlife? We know Ikora's nightmare back in Haunted was Cayde 6, so maybe she has a part in his resurgence. So it could be Ikora, someone shaping him to exist like the environment, or Crow's wish. Time is also a big question in the Pale Heart. The Traveler can alter time as we've seen with its time distortions. The Awoken Distributary is a similar type realm, and time moves way differently in there than it does in our current reality, so too may the Heart. The next 6 months might not be canon as Destiny lore moves in real time with our world, but if it is, maybe Crow's adventure feels different. Say he enters, plants a beacon, and the Guardian arrives soon after. Meanwhile, 6 months pass in our Guardian's reality, and for us it feels like a really long time. There's many things we don't know about this parent realm, this place all life could possibly be created, and the universe itself. If these two characters meet eventually, I'd like to think that Cayde will be forgiving. A nice conclusion to Crow's character arc since being revived. What Mara Sov did was terrible, but Crow is different, and if the Traveler didn't choose to revive Crow, the Guardian and others may have never had the chance to enter the Pale Heart at all. So while darkness and Riven did corrupt Uldren, the Traveler brought new life and reason for him to exist. Remember those lore cards where he thought he was worthless at the start? Everybody was trashing him for something he didn't even know about, but this may have been his true path forward to help save the universe.
If I go through the portal, Mara can use our connection to guide everyone through to, well, wherever I end up. I plant the beacon, and you come and kick the door down. Please, Guardian, I have to believe I was reforged in the light for a purpose. I can do this. We can do this.
Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.